Welcome back to the Big Beautiful Disney Recap Show. And Annie, I have a question for you.
I think I know your question.
What happens when you have a indoor boat ride attraction that gets no wait?
It becomes an emotional, just kind of an emotional link to me, and I need to ride it every time I'm there, or I lose myself because that's what happens to all the bad rides.
You base it off characters nobody's seen in like a bazillion years.
Good. They better.
Because, today we're talking about the the film that kind of, gave Donald. This was one of Donald's first like, non-short things.
Hmm.
And we were introduced to Pam.
They dared to give him not one but two lovers
Yeah.
and
He's
multiple side pieces,
he's polyamorous. I think that's the right word for it.
and definitely into more than one gender. This is three Caballeros. Thank you for coming. That's it. That's the whole show. Get out.
That's the whole.
Have you seen the movie or clips of it?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I also saw the recent one, which I really like.
It's a TV show.
Yeah,
I have not seen the TV show. I've heard it's pretty good. Not easy to get here though, unless it's finally on Disney Plus. But for a while there, this movie is a beautiful mess because nothing connects. They just kind of throw all the visual stimuli at you and like, here, have the singing and the dancing and the ladies.
yes. Have you? All right, let's talk about. I want to quickly mention the creepy carousel that was on the original version of the boat ride that
Ooh,
there's like no footage of.
tell me about this.
So in the original El Rio del Tempo, there was a carousel where the animatronics are now, and it fell apart, and it was apparently very creepy.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure it moved too. Like spun slightly. I just creeped everyone out. I have never watched footage of that ride.
Neither have I really. I just know about that carousel.
Then they put animatronics, then they put a plant for a while, and animatronics are back. So, this movie, I would love to explain the plot, but it's not one plot. It's the 40s, so everything goes. I can't
Yeah,
believe Walt skipped his dad's funeral to work on the Chevy. To
that
continue,
that's
well, at least to continue the trip through South America. Dedication. We got something truly amazing out of it, huh? Except the beginning. Okay, no, look. The beginning was good, Dane. Okay, I'm not mad that it exists. I'm mad that it's in this movie because in the movie, right? They explain Bahia, which is where Jose is from. Then they talk about Mexico, which is Panchito. So what do they do for Donald? Do they talk about America? No, because that'd be, I guess, culturally insensitive to just, I don't know, spend a whole segment talking about America. So they just talk about penguins because they're
penguin.
birds. I don't know.
The birds, the famous birds that can't fly.
Yeah. I mean, Donald is a duck. He's not that far off. Like I don't know if should they have put an America segment in this and like taught us about America? They must have been really good at that. Then there's the little cowboy dude,
The little
the
cowboy.
flying donkey. He cheats at a race,
We're gonna
and
get
that's
we're gonna get a flying donkey spinner ride at Epcot.
yes. The flying gauchitos, flying donkey,
It's just gonna be a
something
reskin.
adventure,
It's just gonna be reskin Dumbo.
of course, which is just flying carpets, which is just all those right. Was it Primeval World?
Yeah. Oh no,
Yes.
Triceratops.
Oh, try. Oh, one of those.
Everything must be a spinny ride.
It'll be the flashiest theme park ever. I love the second segment though, when Jose comes out of the book and takes Donald in it, which by the way, Jose must have extreme amounts of control over the universe if he can manipulate books and reality. And he's magic, but very pretty scene with the way they animate the train, how they get there.
Yeah,
It kind of becomes chaos when they start dancing, but I enjoyed it. We'll get to, what you can argue about the interpretation of that later, but
yeah,
the idea of Donald just trying to flirt with women who obviously just don't want to deal with him will always
yeah.
be
Who wants
great.
to get with a duck?
I mean, with Jose, at least, he's charismatic. He's good at least entertaining them for a while, but Donald is just, sorry, dude. You're not getting any. Unless it's from those two. And just from reading these descriptions off the wiki, you would never know this had a narrative thread because it's very, very thin. The last couple segments are talking about pinatas, Mexico, Panchito's introduced, then the drug sequence, which, oh my god, the drug sequence. It takes you through emotional highs and then down to emotional lows and takes you on this roller coaster of Donald being on hallucinogenics
Yeah,
and his friends
I
sabotaging him.
these old cartoons are so just unhinged.
It's amazing.
How are they allowed to exist?
I'm not mad at the sequence. I'm just confused as to what purpose it serves in the story. Like, is
I'm
it meant to be closure? Like, after all the shafting, he finally got some, and then it just evades him at the last second, and then he tries to find love again. I don't know.
duck gets no women.
Yeah, I mean, there is a point there where
Just
he's
like
like playing
just
beach games with them. So,
just like me for real.
Donald in real life.
I get no women. Yeah, the just like Donald. I
But if they wanted to have done that, they could have made the narrative thread of the movie like them going on the flying Serape through South America and going to all the countries and meeting the women there instead of it being a movie
I
and
had
then
Donald
like
Duck in the quest for women.
yes,
Donald Duck in the quest for women.
it would have made more sense than what they went with.
This whole film makes no sense.
I thought Los Amigos had a better structure. At least, it's like, you felt like you were watching a travel documentary at least.
I hate to say it, but this is bad.
It's amazing, but it's bad. Very pretty animation.
Well, you should have gone to your dad's funeral instead of making this.
No. Then we wouldn't have a very shippable trio, or just a duo, and Donald is there too.
They do say three gay caballeros, and I think they mean happy.
And then the song mentions too how like they're like books on a shelf, but the second like a babe comes on, they'll fight.
They're bisexual.
But it's their relationship so fragile that they feel the need to compete for every woman ever.
Yeah, it's just to show off.
Are they that egotistical? Are they narcissists? They have attachment issues? I want the psychology of this. Come on. I guess we have to also just talk about the many opinions of the world on this movie. I mean, apparently
Yeah,
it was received quite well when it came
it's
out.
pretty. Yeah, but it's pretty problematic.
I think it's a little less than at least some parts of the first one where they use just really weird language. It didn't have that much of that. Like, I don't even know what specific segment the first one. It was like one where Donald was traveling, I think. And so Los Amigos. That one got real weird. This one definitely has its problems though. I mean, you get the lost American tourist getting his pick of the local women, which already sounds like an old book, doesn't it? And the roosters. There's definitely stuff you can pick apart. Is that the reason the movie's questionable? No, I just think it has no narrative. Old things are old and they're not made to our standards, but could have at least put a plot that made sense. But hey, we got Panchito. Do you have any comments or observations? That would make
No,
this
I
feel like me not rambling to myself and being a simp.
I I I don't like this movie because of its, controversial aspects.
Oof, yeah, they're there.
But I also don't like monsters at work, so
I only watched a couple episodes, so I can't say it was that bad, but I'm sure if you continued it, I'm sure you'd tell me all the reasons. It's a strange thing to compare it to. Like, are they narratively similar?
no. They're just both
No,
bad.
no way at all. No
They're
way at
just
all. Just fun, random. I guess you just have a hat and you pick out which Disney property you're gonna criticize next. Like all of Disc Twitter have that hat, I'm sure, but all in good fun.
only
It
good.
tries to be educational a little bit,
I'm just gonna go ride the boat ride.
and then horny.
The boat ride with screens everywhere.
Oh my god, the boat rider screen. If they would have put their, whole Imagineering PUSSY into it, they could have done something amazing. Dane is gonna cut me off right here.